paint mix exactly to that Desert Sand khaki, but didn't paint the engine seats or tires. I managed to find the right tin hat, gas mask, trenching tool, panniers, water bottle, and blackout headlamp, exactly as it went to war in 1941. When I had the bike sandblasted prior to painting, I discovered corresponding holes in each side of the tank, which had been filled with lead. Could only have been made by an enemy bullet. And I wondered if the poor old dispatch rider survived or perhaps got a squeaky voice. It was a difficult restoration because a military bike from World War II, you very, very seldom get the engine matching the frame because they were in such a hurry to get these things going. If the bike wouldn't start, they put a new engine in. And so you very seldom got matching numbers. In 1893, the company started supplying precision rifle parts to the Royal Small Arms Factory in Enfield. I must say that John Thompson not here, so it doesn't matter, Middlesex. To capitalize on this prestigious contract, the word Royal was added to the brand name, and Royal Enfield was born, and the legendary "made like a gun" trademark followed. It was customary to say yes, and it goes bang too. Also, it was no exception to most British bikes' oil leaks problem, and they were referred to as Royal Oil Fields. The wartime models produced from 41 to 1944 were the WDCO, a 350 side valve, which was so sluggish it couldn't pull a skin off a banana. Banana for you. It was quickly replaced by the WDC, which was an overhead 350. And then mine that I restored was a WDG, also a 350 overhead valve. And then they made a 600cc side valve. And then they made a WDRE, which was a 125cc lightweight tiny bike called the Flying Flea. It had folding handlebars, meant for dropping by parachute for airborne parapet troopers. Royal Enfield supplied fairly large numbers for the war effort, but nothing like BSA M20, who supplied 128,000. Norton 16H, Matchless's G3L were all supplied in lesser quantities, and the Matchless was a favourite with the Don R's. The dispatch riders called them Don R's because it had the new hydraulic front forks. All the others had girder forks. Triumph took very little part in the war because their Coventry factory was badly bombed very early on. In 1942, Royal Enfield actually moved their production to an underground location in a disused quarry to avoid the bombs. Harley Davidson supplied 88,000, mostly 750s, plus enough spare engines and parts to build another 30,000. The larger 1200cc 1012s were mostly supplied for the desert warfare, nearly all with sidecars, and were better suited for the sandy conditions because of the huge 500 by 16 tires and very powerful low-down torque. A total of 4,500 were supplied to the South African Defence Force, most of which returned to South Africa after the war to be used by the South African Police and Army, where they gave good service for many years. I can remember a friend of mine's father, who was a policeman in the dog squad. His 1012 had the sidecar boat removed and fitted with a cage for his dogs. In latter years, member of our classic bike club used to buy a little Honda 50cc scooter, load up the Zulu Garden Boy for translating, on the back of course, and head off to the native townships. Invariably there would be an old WYI World War II 1012 standing near a hut with chickens in the sidecar. The owner would be only too happy to exchange it for a shiny new Honda. Royal Enfield partnered with India, and bikes started reassembled in India with components imported from England, and they were called Indian Enfields. In 1962, the Indians acquired the machinery to build new complete bikes in India. Still, the 350 and 500 overhead valve engine, designed by Val Page before the war in 1937. Production of the original Royal Enfields from the Redditch factory in England ceased in 1970, and the Indians started calling theirs Royal Enfields. A lawsuit ensued, and the Indians won and continued to produce the same motorcycle, and they sell it all over the world today, including the UK, very successfully. Okay, sure, they have electronic ignition, disc brakes, electrostatas, etc., but it's still Val Page's original pushrod engine.